The Potent Alchemy of Love by Suzanne E. Mittal. And today I'm excited to share a story about transformation and the profound role of love in our lives. We hear a lot about transformation these days, from the personal to the global, which both comforts and inspires me. When I first graduated from the Barbara Brennan School of Healing, BBSH, in 1999, I often felt like a lone wolf howling in the wind about transformation, especially the mind-body-spirit kind. I felt I had to hide my spirituality from the world so as not to be ridiculed or ostracized. I no longer feel that way, and for that I am both grateful and tremendously excited. There is an ever-growing, ever-deepening awareness of the need for radical transformation of our beliefs, our actions, and our very understanding of the nature of life and reality, of who we are and why we're here. A critical mass is forming in human consciousness, which has the power and potential to catapult humanity to a new reality grounded in love, wisdom, joy, and the reverence for all life. Talk about a transformation? As regular readers of my blog surely know by now, I've devoted my own life and work to an ever-deepening understanding of how to consciously transform ourselves in service to our growth and happiness. Over time, I've realized that the kind of transformation I'm interested in doesn't actually occur unless something else takes place along with it. Transformation is the changing of one form to another. In the world of personal growth, our transformations may be experienced as new jobs or careers, healthier bodies, different living spaces, or more satisfying relationships. Yet it's possible to change careers, change body shapes, change houses, and change relationships without actually creating an experience of fulfillment. That's because while we live in a world of form, we also live beyond it. Our essential nature is intangible, and our experiences of happiness and fulfillment arise from a felt sense of our essential nature. And so the movement toward deeper levels of fulfillment involves more than a change in form. It requires transmutation, a process which has long fascinated me. Transmutation is the changing of one state of being into an entirely different state of being. Another word for this profound process is alchemy, a word I love because of its association with mystery and magic. Like transmutation, alchemy often refers to the conversion of base metals into gold or silver, yet its meaning isn't limited to chemical reactions. I witness alchemy occurring regularly as my clients transmute their self-identities from ones that are fearful or limited to ones that are confident, expansive, and filled with possibility. In the absence of that alchemy, their new jobs or new bodies or new homes would feel much the same as their old ones. So I now see my work as being more of an alchemist than a coach. And I've learned that the most potent alchemical force in the universe is love. I'm not speaking rhetorically here. I'm speaking literally. That's why my focus on self-love has deepened over the years. I've seen that in the absence of genuine self-love, any changes we make on a path of personal transformation are changes in form, but not in substance. It is only through love that our inner experience of lack is transmuted into one of fulfillment. Walking the path of personal transformation will inevitably require us to navigate through difficult emotions. At those times, the alchemy of love is needed more than ever. From my perspective, we haven't generally been well educated about emotions or well trained in responding to them. They are often grossly misunderstood. They are seen as hindrances to both clear thinking and spiritual enlightenment. Yet nothing could be further from the truth. As with everything else in this universe, emotions are energy. And emotional energy has the potent property of magnetism, meaning it draws to itself things and experiences of like vibration. When emotional energy is infused with love, its frequency literally changes. Its vibration is transmuted into a different vibration, one that magnetizes different, more loving, thoughts and experiences into our lives. We do ourselves a huge disservice when we try to suppress, ignore, or even still our emotions, because in doing those things we deprive ourselves of the magnetic power to draw people, experiences, and ideas into our lives that support our growth. And we increase the likelihood of developing stagnant energy within our energy field, which is not a natural state of being for emotional energy. Emotional energy needs to flow, and blocked emotional energy can lead to both emotional and physical distress. We also do ourselves a huge disservice when we project our emotions onto others, because in doing so, we literally give our power away. We also subtly yet substantively influence their vibration toward the same emotional frequency. But that's a subject for another time. When we're highly emotional as we focus on someone else, such as when we're angry with someone, Our powerful emotional energy is being directed out of our energy field toward theirs. Energy follows attention. Thankfully, we have another choice, although it's not one we've been conditioned to make. We can choose to harness our emotional energy in service to our hearts, rather than suppressing or projecting it. The enactment of this choice is truly a high art. It elevates our human experience toward the realm of divine creativity. It is an alchemical art. It is an art worth learning and practicing. The art of harnessing our emotional energy is fundamentally simple, yet it can be extremely difficult to apply in the moment, especially if anger is the emotion we aim to harness. That's why we need to practice. Let's talk about anger. There's a lot of it storming through human consciousness right now, both seen and unseen, felt and unfelt. The anger that's seen and felt is the anger being projected from one person or group to another. The anger that isn't seen or felt is the anger that's been suppressed within us. We may not even know it's there until something triggers it, and then, bam. There it is. Or rather, here it is. Here it is, pounding our hearts and inflaming our minds and clenching our fists, getting bigger and hotter and meaner with every breath we take. We suddenly morph into the Incredible Hulk, feeling as if we're going to burst out of our clothes and out of our minds. It's almost unbearable, which is why we suppress it or project it. We're trying to relieve ourselves of its immense and destructive pressure. Most of us don't want to be destructive. We want to be constructive, so we think we need to rid ourselves of anger. What we often don't understand is that the essence of anger is powerfully and creatively constructive. But that essence has been transmuted. It has been distorted. Anger is life force energy distorted by fear. We feel angry when we feel disempowered. Yet the incredible irony is that the essence of anger, its potent life force energy, is innately powerful. But fear blinds us to our innate power. Fear transmutes our creative life force energy into anger. Love transmutes anger back to its pure, powerful essence, creative life force energy. It really is that simple, that profound, that fundamental. Yet this potent alchemy cannot be realized simply by thinking about it or talking about it. It has to be intentionally directed by our minds, guided by our hearts, and experienced in our bodies. We have to love ourselves enough to want to learn how to harness our anger in service to what we want, rather than unleashing it, which hurts others, or suppressing it, which hurts ourselves. I have wanted to master this art ever since first being made aware of it. Years ago, as a sophomore at BBSH, we were safely guided through an incredible group experience in which we literally transmuted rage into joy. I'll never forget it. Through a combination of music, spoken words, and imagery, we were led to experience the emotion of rage. At the peak of my Incredible Hulk moment, when it felt as if my body would be incinerated by the fury coursing through my veins, a shift began to occur. It was subtle and almost imperceptible at first. Then it rapidly gained momentum. I became keenly aware of the energy of the rage, almost as if I could perceive the vibration of its particles and the flow of its waves. Thanks to the expert guidance of the teachers leading us through the experience, I was able to be fully present with the energy without reactively holding it down or pushing it away. And then the miracle occurred. The heat of the rage morphed into a fierce yet loving warmth, and I realized that I was vibrating, head to toe and beyond, with joy. Joy, joy. The most intense, alive, and real experience of joy I'd ever had. Rather than exploding like the Incredible Hulk into a raging monster, I had exploded like a newborn star into joyous radiance. It was absolutely incredible. In that seminal moment, I glimpsed a reality vastly different from anything I had ever known. I've had other glimpses of that reality many times over the years. And with each experience, I've become more committed to experiencing that reality as my reality. As our reality, it is the reality of heaven on earth that countless teachers and masters have been illuminating for millennia, and it's one that I'm not giving up on. I believe that in order to create it, we'll have to become alchemists. Creating heaven on earth requires more than transforming, changing the forms of our actions, our agreements, and our laws. We'll have to learn how to transmute the very essence of our fearful and destructive impulses into loving and constructive ones. I'm sure many of you have observed that it's becoming increasingly difficult to ignore or resist the call to grow. More and more people are awakening to the call of their own hearts. It's a cosmic awakening beckoning us toward a conscious evolution. As we accept that call, we become ever more aware of our emotional energies. When we refuse to ignore our anger, we can learn to harness it. When we learn to harness our anger, we can create beautiful art, strong alliances, new systems, and empowering relationships. As I witness this transformation taking place within myself and in so many others, I feel immensely grateful. I feel grateful for the alchemy of love, for its ability to transform fear into joy, anger into creative energy, and lack into abundance. What can we create together if we harness the power of love to transform fear? What can we give birth to if we cultivate and elevate our emotional energies into their purest forms? I invite you to contemplate these questions deeply, and when you do, I invite you to invite love in. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more inspiring content.